Alright, so now that we're done the intro, we're going to start with the build, and this is going to be a 16-bar build. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate over the effects, and I'm also going to add this kick here, and this shouldn't be really that hard. Alright, so I'm going to duplicate all of this MIDI over, and I'm going to consolidate it, and then I'm going to just leave the root note going the whole time. So I'm going to turn off this track here, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to make sure that my pitch bend range is set to 12, because we are going to start pitch bending this up around the second half here. So it should sound like this. Alright, so I'm also going to take the effects, and I'm going to shorten this for the last bar and move this white noise over, and I'm going to take the ambience and turn it off here so the reverb doesn't ring out. So I'm going to start with the drums. So I'm going to open up this sampler, and I'm going to go to heavy snare 32. Well, one of them is there. This is the one I like to use. It is, I don't know, it just has a really nice transient, and it sort of cuts through the mix really well. So I'm going to make a pattern. Alright, so that is going to be my pattern, and I'm going to go in, I'm just going to freeze all of these just to save some CPU. And I'm going to freeze this one too. Alright, so this sounds really bad right now, but I'm going to go in and call this build snare. I'm going to go in and fix that. So I'm going to go to the volume velocity. I'm going to take this up because we're going to automate this. I'm also going to take the release up as well. Alright, so I want to give this more of a realistic sound. So I'm going to go in and sort of play with these. So just going to take these velocities. Oops. I'm just going to copy this. And these are going to be quieter ones. Alright, so this is going to be the loop. And now I still want to go in and make it sound more realistic, like a live snare. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to play with the reverb. And I'm going to make this like kind of a short one. So that's just giving it more of a... And I'm also going to give it sort of a stereo vibe too. And I'm going to do this by taking the simple delay taking the dry wet all the way up, the feedback down, and I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to make another loop. And this is just going to be like an underneath loop, where it's like kind of like chugging along. And this is going to be much quieter, but this is essentially going to be it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to sort of turn these both off, and we can sort of listen to how different it sounds. I'm also going to take the velocity down too, and I'm just going to start adding these things back. So right now it's... Hold on. That sounds really unnatural and like robotic. So let's start by adding the velocity back. So this is sort of just going to be going underneath everything. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a bus. And we're going to call this build snare. And I want to process both of these together just to make them sound more natural. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the ambiences. We're going to do that to build snare, turn that up. And now let's... try bumping these. Maybe overdrive. All right, let's go ahead and All right, so I'm gonna add those claps. Okay, so this is a good start for the build. I'm gonna also add these loops as well. Alright, now I'm going to add the kicks in. And I'm just going to go quarter note kicks for the first 4 bars, and then 8th note kicks for the next 2 bars, and then 16th note kicks for the last the last bar. And this is just how you get that standard build up. But what I'm going to do is different. So let's go back to our sidechain trigger. I'm only going to take the quarter note kicks for that, because once it starts triggering more, it's going to so if we took this whole thing and did this right here, it just gets way too crazy. So I'm going to sort of fade everything out during the build just to give it a sort of vibe like it's disappearing. So for the kicks, I'm going to just, this is too much. But I'm going to do that, and it's going to kind of so it's going to fade out, and then right here it's going to start coming back in. And then I'm going to finish with one big old kick there, and then that is going to be sidechained as well. All right, so I'm going to start adding some drum builds. So let's go into our samples. That one's pretty fire. Let's listen. This might be 2 of the same thing, just sort of layered on top of each other. It might not sound. And I'm just going to sort of take the mud out of the second one, just because the thing I really like is the second one. I like to add those highs in there, and it sort of fills out the rest of the frequencies. And there's also this little bell sound in there, but I don't want all the mud to sort of add. And I'm also going to add a little stereo to this. And you can hear that those highs are really standing out, because this is filling out the entire frequency range. If we listen to these two, just the builds, and I turn this off, everything's right down the middle, but as soon as I turn this on, this second one seems to stand out. So that is something just to give the song a little bit more width. All right, so I'm going to add some more effects now, because we're going to need some risers. And I think what I want to add too is this ARP, I just want this to do the same thing as the respace. So I'm going to unfreeze that, and I am going to turn up the pitch bend range to 12, and then I'm going to do the same automation. All right, so and I'm just doing the same progression with the claps as the kicks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this auto pan down when it gets really fast, because I don't want the auto pan to be all crazy. So now we have Alright, so now I'm going to start by making a little vocal build. And I'm going to do some more automation of this. So I'm going to try to sort of lead into the root note. Actually, that's good. I'm gonna leave it how I had it. And I'm gonna consolidate all of this because I want to add some pitch to it. Because I did the filtering just to sort of transition into it a little bit better. So I'm going to drop this down. And I'm going to delete that. I don't like that. Instead, I'm just going to try to punch this up an octave. And I want this to come up to the right note, so I got to figure out. That's where I want it. Alright, so that is exactly how I want it. And I just did some reverb automation to sort of give this area like a nice transition where it's not just the same thing repeating. Because if you really strip away all the effects and everything, this is really repetitive. But this is sort of an area for the listener to just sort of like get a break and for the energy to transition. So that is just basically what I'm doing there. So let's listen all the way through and we'll see how it is. All right, so what I'm doing here is just I'm going to take these two right here, and I'm just going to automate these up. I want to see, and this is why we listen back, is to see if the energy flows well, and it really didn't right there. So I'm going to see if we can solve it by doing this. Alright, so that's a good start, but another thing that I noticed is I want more effects. I want more effects here, so I'm going to look for a downlifter, and I have one that I really like. So this one is one of my favorites, and what I like to do is use this as a riser as well. So I'll just cut right there and drag it over here and hit reverse. And this is what I love to use as a riser, and I'll just give it a little bit of that, and then I'm just going to extend this all the way through. And I'm going to add a simple delay here because I want this thing to extend. Alright, so that is the, that's one downlifter. I'm going to make something cool with Serum that I like to do. So I'm going to make like a little continuous like downlifter and uplifter as well. So I'm just going to do something like that. Make sure that's on trigger. And I'm going to just apply a pitch bend and we're going to see how this sounds. I wanted that to be over here. So this has got to be a lot longer. Alright, so I'm going to draw it like that. And I'm going to have this sort of... I'm going to have it go up 12 as well. So I'm going to have this sort of speed up right here. And let's go ahead and just so we can sort of so then we're also going to speed this up again. So I'm going to adjust this as well, because I want the reverb to be more prominent. And let me make sure that this sort of reaches its peak before that. So I'm going to go ahead and freeze that, and that is going to be one of my risers and downlifters. And then I'm going to make another one sort of the same way. So I'm going to open up Serum, and I am going to make a MIDI clip like that. I'm going to put that on E. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the pitch bend range up to 12. And we're going to do sort of the similar thing. And we're going to draw that up, and I'm going to make a macro there, and that's going to control like the dry wet. So we're going to have this increase as the riser goes. And I'm going to have this sort of Alright, so that is it for the build. So I'm going to count the pre-drop as more of the drop, because I'm going to be going in and doing the pre-drop with a little bit of sound design as well. So we're going to get into the drop next, and that's going to include the pre-drop.